All rise. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Nina is the one who had you drugged.
Is that really true?
It's too soon when this baby is coming.
General Hospital latest update. Secrets detonate across Port Charles. Jason confronts Carly's ruthless plan, Alexis faces a money laundering scandal, and Gio reels from family lies. Brooklyn erupts over her stolen son, while Michael unleashes courtroom fury on Willow. Don't miss this chaos-packed day of betrayals, confessions, and shocking confrontations. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital, Jason's Carly crisis, Alexis money laundering, divorce hearing starts. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, June 3rd, reveal that Jason Morgan will face a Carly Spencer crisis while Alexis Davis offers a money laundering answer. The divorce hearing will also start, so there'll be a lot happening for Michael Corinthos, Willow Corinthos, and plenty of other characters around Port Charles. For starters, there'll be more drama at the Quartermaine mansion now that Gio Palmieri has interrupted Brooklyn Quartermaine's confrontation with Lois Cerullo and Gloria Cerullo. Once Gio hurls questions and accusations, he'll have a lot to process, and he'll no doubt want to do it alone. In the meantime, Brooklyn will grill Lois and Gloria about whether they pressured a dying woman to keep their secret. It sounds like Camilla Palmieri wanted to come clean to Gio after she got sick, but Gloria and Lois may have warned against it. Next, Jordan Ashford and Jen Sidwell will have a conversation with Professor Hank Dalton about how he's going to change the world. Jordan will also spend a little private time with Professor Dalton as they get better acquainted, so they may flirt as Jordan fishes for information about the project he's working on. At the law office, Alexis Davis will wonder if Marco Rios is asking her if she's laundering money. Now that Marco has figured out the Shell Corporation setup, he's definitely suspicious about what's really going on. Alexis surely won't divulge too much, but Marco may assure her that he knows how to be discreet and that he'll help in any way he can. While Alexis provides an answer to Marco and tries to handle her latest crisis, Jason will face one of his own. Carly will vow to do whatever it takes to get her grandchildren away from Willow, but Jason may worry about the lines she could cross to make that happen. Jason might remind Carly that Michael is back and that he needs to be the one taking charge of the situation with Diane Miller's help. At Sonny Corinthos' place, he'll get an apology from Dante Falconeri. Now that Dante realizes what it's like to learn he has a grown son that he never knew existed, he'll understand Sonny's perspective more. It seems Dante will wish he'd handled things differently when their own father-son bond came out. Sonny will also have a chance to confide in Jason on Tuesday's GH episode, so they'll talk about the news of Michael's homecoming as well as all the Gio updates. Over with Trina Robinson, she'll land in a situation where she feels the need to rush to Jocelyn Jack's defense. That could involve defending Jocelyn to Emma Scorpio Drake if more conflict breaks out between them. As for Rick Lansing, he'll get on the phone and warn someone to get down to the courthouse now. Will Rick be trying to rush Nina Reeves along or summoning someone else instead? Since General Hospital spoilers say Rick will coerce Alexis on Tuesday's show, he might force her to meet with him ahead of the divorce and custody proceedings. Alexis will remain stuck in a mess, at least until she can turn Rick and Ava Jerome against each other. Today's next update, Elizabeth has a surprising reaction to Lucky's confession, and Gio turns to, spoiler, with questions. Today on General Hospital, Laura and Marco have questions for Alexis regarding Ace's trust fund. Michael and Christina discuss the changes in Willow, and Brooklyn lashes out at Lois and Gloria. At Liz's place, she asks Lucky what he knows about her accident that he hasn't told her. He admits he knows Christina caused it. Lucky explains that Christina lost it after a fight with Ava and went to cut her brakes, but it wasn't Ava's car she tampered with, it was Rick's. Liz is stunned and asks how long he's known, and he admits since the night it happened, and he's been covering for her the entire time. Lucky explains what happened that night, and Liz asks why he hasn't turned Christina into the police. He says Christina could have gone to prison for life, and Christina didn't plan this. It was a momentary lapse of judgment, and she tried to stop what she did. Liz says, but she didn't, and both she and Rick could have died. Lucky knows, and the only reason Christina isn't behind bars is because she and Rick are okay. He doesn't see how it benefits sending Christina to prison. Liz does. It might keep Ava from being killed. Liz asks, what if Ava upsets Christina again? Lucy insists that Christina sees this as a wake-up call, and she understands her mistakes. Liz asks why Christina's mother, the lawyer, can't help her. Lucky says it's too late, as he's now an accessory, so if Christina goes down, he will too. Liz tells Lucky this is just great. This doesn't just affect the two of them, she tells him to think about Aiden. Liz asks if he really believes Christina won't hurt Ava, and Lucky does. She says she'll keep Christina's secret, she sees no other choice, and so more people don't get hurt. Liz is glad he was finally honest with her and asks what changed, why now? He knows being with him takes a big leap of faith, and he wants to be worthy of her trust. He says she's the most important thing in the world to him, and if she didn't survive, he couldn't handle it. Liz says, thankfully, she's fine, and they can move on from all of this. He kisses her cheek, and she says he managed to take a horrible situation and make it wonderful. It was wonderful having him here to take care of her, and she'll miss that when she gets out of this cast. Lucky says there are still things to look forward to, like the dinner he's making her tonight. He gets started on it. After Lucky gets up to start preparing the food, Liz finds a ring box he seems to have accidentally left behind on the couch. Michael and Christina trash talk Willow. Christina stops by Carly's place and is glad she could catch Michael before court, as she has so much to talk to him about. Christina knows he always wants to see the best in people, and he wants to do right by his kids, and he may want to compromise with Willow. She tells him that it would be the wrong move. Michael is surprised to hear her say that, as she always gave Willow the benefit of the doubt. Christina says that was before she became obsessed with Drew, and it's just like when she was consumed with Shiloh. Now she's bouncing the kids all over, which isn't good for them. Michael says it gets worse as Drew has bought property in D.C. Christina can't believe Willow would take his children from him like this, and this doesn't sound like Willow. Michael says Willow has chosen to prioritize Drew and destroy their family. Michael feels he and Willow never really knew one another, and they hid their dark parts from one another. Michael says Wiley and Amelia are no longer emotionally safe with Willow now, so he has to take them. Christina knows that when Willow walks into that courtroom, she'll see a whole new Michael. Laura and Marco have questions for Alexis. At Alexis' office, Laura tells the lawyer she gets monthly statements for Ace's trust, and it seems $10 million is missing. Alexis explains she understands her shock, but she diversified some of the funds and that is all. Laura is relieved, but surprised she's being so hands-on, seeing that she didn't want to be the trustee. Alexis says Ace is family, so she wants to ensure his trust fund is secure when he can access it. Laura tells Alexis not to overextend herself, as they know the Cassidy name carries baggage, and she doesn't want this to add to her stress. Suzanne interrupts with the investment funds portfolio that Laura was asking about. Alexis asks if she wants to go over them now, but Laura can't as she has other obligations. Suzanne congratulates Laura on the new member of her extended family that social media is buzzing about. Laura asks, "Excuse me?" Laura takes off, and Suzanne feels terrible about what happened. Alexis says Laura actually had a right to know that information. Marco arrives to discuss the statement Suzanne had him pull on the Cassadine investments. Suzanne leaves them, and Marco tells Alexis that this fund seems to be a shell company, and these transfers look like money laundering. Alexis tells him it's taken care of, but he asks if she is sure she's okay with this. Rocco learns about Geo. At Lulu's place, a frantic Rocco asks his mom about the social media posts he's seeing and the fallout from the nurses' ball that Gio says he's Dad and Brooklyn's son. Dante appears and tells his son it's true, Gio is his son and Rocco's brother. Rocco says this makes no sense, as Joe's mom was a violinist and his dad died in the army. Dante explains that Gio was lied to, as they all were. They sit down to talk, and Dante explains he met Brooklyn at summer camp when they weren't much older than Rocco. He says they were careless, and Brooklyn never told him she got pregnant and put the baby up for adoption. He's still trying to get the details straight himself. He found out about Gio when everyone else did last night. Rocco asks if this was all a secret. How did Gio find out the truth? Lulu confesses it's because of her. She found out about Brooklyn and Gio, and she felt his dad needed to know. She struggled with what the right thing to do was, and she respects Brooklyn's right to make her own choices regarding her pregnancy and adoption. However, she didn't like the lies, and she couldn't keep quiet about Gio, seeing that he was in both Rocco and Dante's lives. She didn't tell Gio, but she believes he overheard her talking to Lois about him. Rocco asks if he should reach out to Gio. Dante tells his son no, and this is on him to do. Dante takes off, and Lulu tells Rocco that she believes that with time, Gio will see that Dante is a good guy and a good dad, and he'll see how great it is to have Rocco as a brother. Just then, Laura arrives, having heard about the eventful nurses' ball. Gio turns to Uncle Sonny. Gio turns up at Sonny's door. Sonny invites him in, but Gio asks if Sonny, before coming in, knew the truth. Sonny has his own questions and invites him in to talk. Gio walks in, and Sonny admits he never knew he was his grandson, and he never knew Brooklyn was pregnant. Gio asks why he's always been so nice to him if he didn't know. Sonny says that when Lois introduced them, he knew from the first moment how special he was. Gio thinks there is more to it. Sonny says Lois is his oldest friend, and the Cerullos are family, so he helped him because that is what family does. They sit down, and Sonny tells that Lois didn't know Dante was his son until after she coordinated putting him with Camilla. The truth about Dante came out much later. He can't defend Lois or her secrets, but it's also how he and Dante know where Gio is coming from. Sonny says it took time and work for him and Dante to become father and son, just like it may take him time to build a relationship with Dante. Gio asks, "What if I don't want that?" He says Dante doesn't like him, and he's made that clear after Rocco's alcohol poisoning. Sonny advises not to make decisions in a rash state, and to take some time. Gio asks Sonny if he ever stopped hating Olivia for lying to him about Dante. Sonny never hated her, he was angry with her, and it took time to get past that. However, he loves Olivia, and he forgave her and doesn't regret it. Sonny tells Gio he is welcome here if he needs a place to stay. Gio thanks him and says he'll decide on his own what to do next. He tells Sonny, "See ya around," and walks out. Later, Dante arrives, and Sonny says he just missed Gio. Dante says he missed 22 years of Joe's life, and that's Brooklyn's fault. Brooklyn lashes out. In the Quartermain kitchen, Brooklyn tells Lois that Gio wants nothing to do with her, so she wants nothing to do with her ma. Gloria arrives and tells Brooklyn not to talk to her mother that way, but Brooklyn says she's just getting started. Gloria tells Brooklyn she has to calm down, and she owes them respect. Gloria tells her that her teenage pregnancy didn't just affect her, it also affected Lois. Lois explains that Brooklyn said she didn't want to be a mother, so she did what she thought was best for her and Gio. Gloria notes that Lois lied to spare her daughter the pain, and it ate her alive every day. Brooklyn says hiding her child under her nose was sparing her. Lois says keeping Gio in the family was the only way to ensure he was cared for and loved. Gloria asks Brooklyn if giving him to strangers and never seeing him again would have been a better plan. Brooklyn says they don't get to twist this, as thanks to them, she didn't know Gio was her son. Lois and Gloria say they made sure Gio was loved and protected. That was their priority. Brooklyn accuses them of acting like they did nothing wrong. Lois cries that she regrets how this came out, how much pain she's in, and how angry she is with them. Brooklyn asks if she regrets giving Gio to Camilla. Lois doesn't. Brooklyn yells that she knew Gio his whole life and didn't know he was her son, and when Camilla died and Gio became an orphan, they still said nothing. Brooklyn says Gio was only 12 when Camilla died. Lois and Gloria argue that Camilla was his world, and they didn't want to destroy his life. Brooklyn yells that Gio was alone and in pain, but Gloria and Lois say he had a whole family to support him. Still, Brooklyn notes that she was an adult at that point, and they kept him from her. She'll never forgive them for it. Gloria says they've always done what was best for her, and to stop hating her mother and thank her. Brooklyn cries that her child is in pain because of her mother. She says they don't know what kind of life she could have given Gio, or he could have given her. Brooklyn says she always thought she wasn't fully safe from the Quartermaine side of her family, but the truth is, she wasn't safe from them. Gloria insists that isn't true, and all this pain is Lulu's doing. Brooklyn knows Lulu hates her, but this is not how family should show love. Lois cries, "Please tell me you believe I love you." Brooklyn knows her mom loves her, but tells her to